So there we were, winners of the semi-final and just about to go through to the final of the All England Theatre Festival, one-act play drama festivals. And before we did that, we wanted to show it again in our local community. We'd made the changes that Chris Jager had suggested. We've got some little boards coming out, designed, coming out of the books. And we had the most lovely review going into the English final from our local newspaper. And Karen Robeson said about us, already well honed and visually dynamic when it was first performed back in March, the play has grown in subtle, almost incalculable ways in the intervening period, and picking up 11 awards on the way. We've done well. The performances have gained extra levels of articulation and understanding. The puppetry was handled deftly. I mean, this was puppetry from nothing to something. Hand to Mouth did a wonderful job in training us. Do go and see their work because they tour certainly in the south of England and they produce beautiful puppet work. Great credit to Kyle Nicholas that Jack appears almost as a living, breathing boy. They taught us to make the puppets breathe as we work with them. Jack Simmons' score continues to impress. It was a musical heartbeat, perfectly mapping the shifting movements of the play. This was a rich, exquisitely presented, hourly dynamic experience. Now, if that isn't the sort of comment you should put on a review, I don't know what is, and I don't think I've ever used it. And bless them, Hand to Mouth sent us this beautifully hand-designed card and said to us, to all Oasis folks, you've made it up the beanstalk to the castle. I hope you manage to bring back at least one golden egg. Best wishes and love from Martin and Sue. A wonderful collaboration with the professional group. So off we went to the English final. We didn't win. We did well, but I think we were let down. And it's not very often I criticise the adjudicators, but Scott Marshall did something I thought that was really, truly insensitive. He did his adjudication and he liked much of what he said. I haven't got a written account of it. But he turned to the audience and in a really negative way, he said, I want you to put your hands up because I want you to show the group how many of you understood what was going on. And that question, the audience meant, not a huge, I can't even remember who put their hands up, but I just thought, you're asking this question to the audience. You're putting them in the frame of mind that is really likely to criticise it. And he didn't do that for any other play. So there was a Shakespeare play, which I know that I and some other people hadn't understood all of it. And he didn't ask it about that. If you're going to do, as an adjudicator, you have a responsibility to the groups. You don't ask a question that puts one group on the spot and you don't ask that same question of the other people. Now, this guy, Scott Marshall, is a senior adjudicator. He really should have known better. And we couldn't win. From that point on, I knew we hadn't won. It was unfair. And I'm not saying the group who did win, the Hamlet production, was one we chased all the way through. We'd beaten them in every round from Totton Drama Festival. They were a lovely group. They did a great performance and we were always neck and neck. It was always 1 or 2 points between us. And we were very happy that they won. And indeed, some of our cast went up to see them in the final. But it was just... It really bugged us all that this question had been asked. Anyway, it happened. And bad stuff does happen. And we got over it when we had an idea up our sleeve. And I here thank Jackie Westerby, this is another really key person for us who was involved in the transportation of us you can imagine, we're going all over the country. This was in Worcester, the final. So Bristol, we were based in Southampton, this was in Worcester. Jackie Westerby transported us everywhere, and then I described Kate Bulpit here as our fairy godmother, as she somehow raised the money to get us to travel to all these places in terms of finance. And then the big thing came, and this was amazing, for Kate to get our production of Jack, our beautiful production of Jack, to perform at the IDEA Festival. IDEA is the International Drama in Education Association. As a consequence of us getting to the English final, we were invited to be part of the Idea Drama Festival in Paris. There we are. And there our dream was fulfilled. We performed to an audience of international educators, and their open-mindedness to this production with no words was lovely. And they got it. They absolutely got it in the way that one adjudicator really let us down. It was a fabulous production, a really lovely, very different from the whole OYT repertoire. It's been lovely talking about Jack, and I really hope that my publisher is going to be able to make this available at some point. And I will put in the notes underneath when that happens, or if that happens, or what we manage to do with it.